it's Brittany and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, then you missed a video. And you need to go back and watch that before anything else. And then make sure you come back here and watch this video. So last video was a little extreme, but it was funny. Can we at least give me that? Today I'm gonna do something a little bit different. So what I did was I asked you guys on Facebook and Instagram, just ask me some questions. You guys came up with a lot. So with that being said, I do apologize if I don't get to every single one of them. I don't think you guys want to sit here and listen to me talk about myself for that long anyways. I'm gonna go through some of these questions and give you guys some answers. So the first one we have is, do you believe in aliens? I do not. I have nothing else to say on the matter. If you had to only talk about the last book that you read for the remainder of your life, would you be happy or would you choose a different book? Good Lord, that would be awful. The last book I read, while it was awesome, was not really a book, and it's definitely not something that I would want to talk about for the rest of my life. It was just a funny book that someone gave to me, and it was text from your dogs. So as if your dog could text, this is what they would say. So for the love of God, no, I do not want to talk about that for the rest of my life. Next question, are you going to be single anytime soon? Okay, what if I was just like, yes, taking applications? What was your dream job when you were 10? Is it still your dream job? If not, what is your new dream job? This is not a joke. My mom saved a piece of paper from whatever grade it may have been, and it asked this exact question, and my answer was a Spice Girl. I'm still waiting on that to happen, so Ginger, hit me up. Oh, and yes, that's still my dream job. If you were to plan the ideal date for you and your significant other, what would you do if money were not an issue? It doesn't have to be dinner and a movie. You can plan a month-long vacation if you wanted to. Oh my gosh, I feel so put on the spot right now. I don't know. Is that bad? I have no idea. I'm not good at planning dates. I'm really not. Like, I should actually not be allowed to plan a date. In 750 words or more, if you could be any kind of tree, which would you choose and why? 750 words or more. Okay. Coconut tree. Why?
So I could hit people that I do not like in the head.
Okay, there's my answer. What was your motivation for your fantastic transformation? Okay, so first of all, thank you. It's kind of a two-part answer, I guess. So my original motivation came from literally looking at myself in the mirror. Not saying that to be funny. I was not comfortable in my body. I gained a lot of weight at one point. So my motivation was myself in that aspect. Once I did actually get to a comfortable weight, I just kept going because it was like a normal routine for me at that point. Then I started noticing that I was building muscles and I was kind of like toning up, and I just loved that for myself. I never really had this desire or dream to be, muscular, but seeing it on myself, I really liked it, and that became my motivation. Why did you decide to start modeling leggings? Basically, it just started off really slow, and I'd post like a pair here and there, kind of just like showing off my favorite leggings, until it got to a point where I was buying so many leggings that like I wanted to show everybody all of them. So on January 1st, I started a challenge for myself to post one pair of leggings every day for an entire year. And then people came to me with questions, and then I just kind of decided that I would start giving like little reviews, and then little reviews turned into like really lengthy reviews, which brings us to today, where it's too difficult to write down everything that I want on an Instagram caption. So we're moving it to YouTube. How have you changed your diet since you started getting serious into fitness? Did you cut out certain types of foods? If so, what worked and what didn't? This is probably one of the most asked questions. People ask me this very commonly, and I have the worst answer. I'm the worst person to ask, and I always feel so bad telling people this, but I didn't really follow a strict diet. I'm a very light eater as it is, but I don't really watch what I eat. But for me, the weight loss came from exercise. I do practice like intermittent fasting at times. That seemed to really work well for me. If you don't know what that is, I definitely recommend looking it up. It's a really good tool. What's your favorite animal and why? My favorite animal is a hippopotamus. Just look at them. They're beasts. They fascinate me to no end. And they're so powerful and they're so mean. They remind me a lot of myself. Aside from that, one more thing. Have you ever seen a picture of a baby hippopotamus? That's why. Do you believe in God? Not necessarily. I'm indifferent. Not a very religious person. I'm not saying that I don't believe in God, but I'm not saying that I do. If you were to stub your big toe on the corner of a wall, what kind of words would we expect out of your mouth? None that I'm willing to say on YouTube. Who would you save in the event of a zombie apocalypse? Okay, that's an easy one. Obviously, my cat. Okay, I'm joking. Obviously, that's a kind of a joke. It would be my daughter. Definitely 100% without question. If you found $100,000 and no one knew, would you return it? Oh my gosh. You want me to lie on YouTube? This is the truth. It would really depend on the situation. Like first of all, how did I find a random $100,000? Was it sitting in a duffel bag? Like, I have questions, but if I thought that I could get away with keeping it, yeah, probably. Do you have any regrets in life?
No regrets, just learning experiences.
Yeah, I have a ton of regrets. None that I dwell on anymore, that's the truth. I really don't dwell on any of them anymore. But yeah, hell yeah, I have a ton of regrets. Would you rather get back together with your last ex or give up your entire legging collection? Okay, moving on. Are you the type of person to tell a lie to save someone's feelings or tell the truth knowing it will hurt them? I think I have a tendency to be a little bit too blunt in certain situations, but I do try to like soften the blow. I might stretch the truth a little bit to make it a little bit less harsh. I think it's better that way. I say that because that's what I would want. I would rather be hurt with the truth than someone sit here and feed me lies. Can you forgive someone who doesn't apologize? That is actually one of my biggest pet peeves. I'm a very forgiving person, actually. Probably too forgiving. That's only if you acknowledge what you did, own up to it, and say sorry. Someone who can't apologize or won't admit they were wrong, has excuses for everything, and blames it on everyone else, and it's never actually their fault. No, can't relate. What was the last selfless thing you did? Off the top of my head, I was going to do a live video on Instagram, and it just so happened right before I was about to go live, I had come across a post, and it was a legging giveaway, which I've done before, so I get it. So I read it, and it said, once I get to 500 followers, I'm doing the giveaway. I just get the feeling of trying to grow your following and expand your views and things like that, so I don't know the person. I just decided to message her, and I asked her if she wanted me to give a shout out in my live video and ask my followers to go and follow her because we have the same kind of content on our Instagram page. I told anybody who went and followed her, they could come back and tell me, and I would follow them, and I would blow their face. I would spam their Instagram with a bunch of likes. So every recent picture I would go through and just like them all. And I followed through and I did it. But yeah, so the girl was really super appreciative. I feel like that's really sad that that's the last selfless thing that I can think of. Probably sound like a terrible person. Like, that's it, really, Brittany. How do you deal with constantly being hit on and receiving inappropriate messages or comments from men? And how have your significant others handled it? How do I handle it? I pretty much ignore it for the most part. I'm pretty good at that. If it gets too inappropriate, I block them. As far as how significant others have handled it, some better than others. Like I was saying in my last video, if you're just a halfway decent looking female, it's going to happen. Most of them were really good at just trusting me and knowing that I'm not entertaining any of it. But there have been a few that had an issue with it. So I X'd out of that real quick. How did you get through losing both of your parents so close together at such a young age? I just lost my dad, and some days I feel like I can't even get out of bed. That's a tough one. In all honesty, 2015 was just an absolutely awful year for my family. It was one thing after another. My mom passed very unexpectedly, so that one was pretty tough. I honestly didn't really have a chance to grieve with my mom because my dad fell very ill almost immediately after. So most of my time was spent with him. And then when he passed, everything all hit me. It was really hard, obviously. I bought a dog. I don't know if that works for everybody, but it definitely helped for me to have like a new cuddly buddy around. Sometimes I would literally just hold my dog and cry on him, and that's totally normal. In my opinion, it's all a matter of healing in your own way. I think everybody's different, so I don't want to say, you know, what worked for me because it might not work for you. But I will tell you, and I mean this in all sincerity, it does get better. It's always there. It's always hard, obviously, but it does get easier in time. Have you ever sent nudes? If so, are there any pictures out there that you wish weren't? What the hell? Yeah, I have. Do I wish I could get the pictures back? I mean, I really don't worry about it. There's nothing I can do about it. I really don't think about it. Thanks for making me think about that. How did you handle it when you found out you were pregnant? Not freaking well. I was young, I was 18 years old, so yeah, that was a tough one. Definitely wasn't ready in any way, shape, or form. I definitely made the right decision, and she's obviously the best thing that's ever happened to me. Speaking of my daughter, this is Blake. Hello.
It's like so, oh my god.
What are your thoughts on dating apps like Tinder and Match? I guess my true thoughts are that it's a little bit pathetic. You're deciding if you like someone literally just based on what they look like. Just a couple of pictures and then a little bio. I mean, I understand that if you match, you can start talking to them and get to know them from there. But like, you could have easily swiped right or left, whatever way, on someone that you really would have gotten along with. How can you tell if you're gonna like a person literally just by looking at their pictures? I'm sure it's worked for people and that's cool. Yeah, I think it's a little eh. What are your thoughts on same-sex relationships? Do you have any gay friends? I don't have any thoughts on it at all. To me, same-sex relationships are exactly the same as opposite-sex relationships. It literally doesn't make a bit of difference to me. Do I have any gay friends? Yes, I have more than one, and they're some of the best people I know. To go along with that question, are you attracted to females? It depends how you're asking. I can honestly say like that girl is banging. Yes, absolutely. But as far as like having romantic feelings for a female, no, I've never experienced that. I have no idea which way you're asking, so hopefully I answered that okay. How would you feel if your best friend exposed your biggest secret on the internet? Asking because this just happened to me. Girl, who the hell is your best friend? You know what, honestly, the way I handle things lately has changed a lot. The old Brittany definitely would have had confrontation. I would have been obviously upset. I don't really handle things anymore that way. I've learned in the last couple of months that it's completely pointless to argue with certain types of people, so I just don't. I recently just gathered a bunch of dirt on someone, and like I said, the old Brittany 100% already would have been in their face being like, what's this, what's that? But I haven't. Nothing good is going to come from that situation, so what's the use? But I do keep that information locked in my brain in case I ever need it later. How is it having two older brothers with you being so pretty? Thank you. Are they really protective? Have they ever beaten up any ex-boyfriends? Neither of them really get involved in my personal life, but they're definitely protective. I know if I ever needed them for anything, they would be there. And I'm just saying, one of them is a professional fighter, so. Have they beaten up any ex-boyfriends? I don't think they ever actually like beat them up. They threatened him. Honestly, I don't remember. It's been so long. Have you ever been in a physically abusive relationship? I've never had a boyfriend like literally beat my ass per se. I have been in a relationship that was aggressive. Definitely some inappropriate aggression that was directed towards me. I have ended up with bruises, but not from, this is too deep, I hate this. Next, are other girls intimidated by your muscles? What about any guys? I don't know. I've never asked anyone if they were. Some people have said I would never want to piss you off. Like, does that count? All right, guys, I don't want to bore you for too long. I just figured I would answer some questions for you guys to help you get to know me better, since you'll be seeing me on here a lot more. As always, make sure that you subscribe and click the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And if you love the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up as well. And I will see you guys next time.